Welcome back to Project 5, and we're going to continue this project. And previously we went there and we found out what the square footage of the brick was. Now, we're going to take that number and we're going to decipher it into how many brick we need and how much mortar we need. Okay? We ended up with 893.81 square feet, and I'll show you how to convert that. Open up that brick and mortar calculations chart, and you can see over here, brick designation. You can look at all the different brick that you can buy. Okay? And you have your width, your height, and your length. These are nominal dimensions. Modular is the most popular brick that you're going to see. And it has the nominal size 4, 2 3/4, and 8 in length. But remember, these brick are made in actual size. They're going to be 3/8 inch smaller than these dimensions, just so that the mortar joint will make up for the rest. And typically, your mortar joint's always going to be 3/8 of an inch. We also have a calculation on this one that you could use 1/2 of an inch mortar joint, but in industry, most time it's 3/8. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is figure out how many brick that we need. So, if you remember, we had 893.81. Okay, I'm just going to write that down on my calculator. 893.81. Keep it there. And I'm going to come back over here to this, my chart, and look across here. We're using a 3/8 inch joint. And remember, things in parentheses are metrics. These are standard. That's not. We're using the standard. And same thing over here. Okay, anything parentheses metric, and we're using standard, so we're not in the parentheses. We're over here on the left side. So, number of brick per 100 square foot. All right. So this is per 100 square foot. We got 893.81 square feet. So you just take this number easily and divide it by 100. That's how many hundredths we have. We got 8.93 hundredths. Okay? So when you get to this, you just multiply it by how many brick it takes to cover 100 square feet. So times it by 675. Friends, we're going to have 6,033 brick. So we'll round that up to 6,034, but you can't buy portions of brick. But we'll go ahead and we'll set that up. Alright. And we'll go over here now to figure out our mortar for modular. Just come straight across. You can do it two different ways. You can do it per 100 square feet of wall, or you can do it per every 1,000 brick. Whichever way that you want to do it, it doesn't matter. It'll come up the same, or really, really close. Since we've already got this up here, how many brick, we could just do that again, 6,034. And this is per 1,000 brick now. Or how many thousands do we need? There's 6,000 here. You just divide it by 1,000. You got 6.034 thousand of brick. So we just take this number now, and which one do I pick? Look over here, joint thickness. 3/8 is on the top line, 1/2 is on the bottom. We're using 3/8. So we're going to use 8.1. So basically you just times it by 8.1, and it equals 48.87. I'm just going to round up to 49. 49 what? Cubic feet. Feet cubed of mortar. And we are working in brick and veneer. Don't have any load on it, so what type of masonry cement should we use here? Should we use M? Should we use S? Should we use N or O? This one, guys, use N. If you're doing brick veneer, use N. Okay? Now, if you're working with brick and you're using it as something that's going to take load, you would use your S. At least use your S, and there might be situations where you might need your M. But standard, if you got a load on it, would be S. N would be for brick veneer. Okay. So anyhow, we've got those figured up, and I'm going to go ahead real quick and I want to show you how to calculate overage, brick or block. It doesn't matter, either one of those. It's always a rule of thumb to go 5% over. So we need 302 extra, and 302 plus our original 6,034. So ultimately we need 6,336 brick. These are modulars. And we got 49 cubic feet, and a rule of thumb for figuring mortar is between 15 to 25%. Yeah, it is a little bit higher, your percentages are, but you waste a lot of mortar. Okay, if you go and you mix up your mortar and it rains if you're on the exterior outside and it pours the rain, well, all that mortar is lost if you had to leave it because it sets up. Alright, so if you're in the exterior in the elements, most of the time you're going to estimate toward the 25%. If you're in an area where the climate's, it's not, you don't have a whole lot of rain, or you're underneath some type of shelter laying your block or your brick, most of the time you can go to the lower side of 15%. But just for this one, we're going to use 15%. I want to times it by 0.15. You end up 7.35. We add that back to our original number, which was 49. And it looks like 56.35. I'm just going to say on this one, let's go 56.5. Be fine. And that's how many feet cubed that I would order to get this project done. So we got 6,336 modular brick. That's what we need. We need 56.5 cubic feet of mortar. Type in, and we've got this one. We've got that little project sealed up. Now there's one more thing I want to show you on this chart, and you'll see all as we go down through all the different types of brick. We have correction factors, alright? And this is here, I put this on here just in case that you need this later on. Common bond with full headers, common bond with full headers every 6 course. What we're talking about here is the course is each row of brick it goes across, okay? And I'll show that to you here. Each row it goes across here is a course. Alright? Now this brick veneer is going to be 1 wide. That's 1 brick wide. We're not going any more. So 1 wide, and this is each one's a course. So if they're saying every 6 course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe you want to turn this around to the end. Maybe you want the row lock look or something to that effect. Well, if you want something like that, you come up here and you look for it. And common bond with full headers, and maybe you want the headers. That means you just turn them around every 5th course. So you go up 5 courses and put the header. These are the correction factors. Okay, brick correction factors. So your mortar calculation, if you had the common bond, we know what that is. That's exactly what you have here. This is a common bond here. And you go every 5th course and you turn it around with the headers. You got to correct it. You need a little bit extra mortar. You need 1/15, 1/15 more than your original. Brick correction factors, you will need 1/5 more brick to be able to accomplish this goal. And sometimes you just depends on what you got. You can cut the brick and you can save some there, but these are the correction factors that you would use if you get into that. And you can go in there on your internet, look up English bond, Flemish bond, common bond, and these right here show you the different styles of how to lay brick. Alright, the different designs. So that's what this correction factor is, and this it helps you estimate.